It all starts in the shadows, just toe flicker, the outline of a child. Most people have only caught pieces. Scattered crumbs since 2017. A blurry frame buried in a 2021 holiday video on Instagram. A quick flash in Beyoncé's Black is King, where Blue Ivy and Rumi are crystal clear. But Sir Carter, Jay-Z, and Beyoncé's son, Rumi's twin brother, is barely there. He's like a ghost in the spotlight. Thistleant, heir to music royalty. While Blue ends the global stage like she was born for it, and Rumi slowly steps into fame with hand-picked moments. Super Bowl seats, Ivy Park cameos, Sirs in thief shadows. His absence, it's not random, it's designed. In Houston, they call it like a real one. Lau celebrate. And that's got Fench whispering, and I'm not saying allegedly. Oh, get me, I'm saying Sean Carter, you're a peace-taking pimp sigh. Wasn't bad enough, you just want to go down there and Yowin to just remove all of the balls from every real gangster in Houston. People are combing through old videos, posts, and interviews. Looking for clues? This ain't a shy kid staying out of Thelma. This is controlled silence. 7 years of world tours, press runs, documentaries, family photos, and barely a trace of him. Sir's not just missing, it feels like he's being erased. So now's question isn't just where is Sir, it's why is he hidden? And more chillingly, what don't they want us to know? It doesn't help that every time Sir's name pops up, it's tied to something slick, polished, and dodgy. Like Beyoncé's recent whiskey line, Sir Davis. The launch had all the glam, fancy ads, glowing press, and a backstory soaked in family pride. She said it was a tribute to her great-grandfather, a boodlegurn named Davis Hogue. But why name it Sir Davis? Why use the name of the one kid never shows? That's got people talking. Was it a quiet nod to the Sona Virion keeps asking about? Or was it just a clever distraction to keep fans guessing without actually revealing anything? One fan didn't sugarcoat it. "Mam, we need the Sir visuals, butthose visuals." They never came. Instead, all we got was marketing gloss and stage nostalgia. And that's where it starts turning dark. What used to be harmless curiosity has now turned into a full-blown theory that's spreading fast. Behind the scenes, some industry voice have been whispering for years. I want you to think about this. Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put a Leon a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him. And so, he could level up Beyoncé. What if Sir isn't even Bayan's biological child? That's not just fanfiction anymore. It's starting to sound like something bigger. This is where the so-called surrogate secret takes center stage, a theory that's been floating since before the twins even arrived. Beyoncé's 2017 pregnancy way more locked down than her first, and fans couldn't help but notice stewardness. Pre-recorded footage, highly curated photos, and a picture-perfect birth reveal that shattered Instagram, but left out the obvious answers. Jason said in an interview that Sir came out like a man, as if his name was CERNed right there in the delivery room. Sounds epic, right? But people close-tough scenes say otherwise. There were no hospital sightings, no staff leaks, not even a blurry tabloid snap. It was all too clean. Even Beyoncé's difficult pregnancy only exists in sleeker brushed clips. No raw footage, no demine, just polished edits. Drop it after everything was done. So now Pia Pleer, asking, was Sir actually born through a surrogate? And if so, did the Carters craft a whole cinematic roll out just to keep that part hidden? To some, it's not about shame, it's about control. The real question is, what's behind the show? And why go through this much effort to keep it buried? The rumor doesn't stop at a surrogate. Some say Sir might not even be JC's biological son. One source, a former assistant Wano ghostwrites for a top-tier R&B artist, claims something wild. Back in 2016, while Beyoncé was wrapping up Lemonade, a secret agreement was allegedly signed between Parkwood and Turton and a private fertility clinic in LA. And here's where it could change. The timeline, according to that source, doesn't line up with what Beyoncé's team has told the public. They say the Carters wanted another boy, but not another tabloid frenzy. So, instead of a typical announcement, they masked it all in visuals and mystique. They made it look like art. The source said. Meanwhile, Sir's total disappearance from the biggest Carter family, momentous getting harder to brush off. The Super Bowl, Rumi and Blue were there front and center. Jay-Z full-on, proud ad posing on the field with his daughters, but Sir, not even in the background, completely missing. Why the would you need to sign a don't ask about a plane crash if it's accidental? Dude, do you feel like riddle me that work with me here in this moment? And I'm going to ask you, a plane crash should be accidental. Should be. Then there's Beyoncé's recent GEK interview this past fall. She spoke about motherhood, sure, but Barrow mentioned her son. Rumi was called an emerging artist, Blue a future icon. But when it came to Sir, nothing, just silence. The only public quote about Sir, it came from Tina Knows, and even that felt oddly distant. Sir is very quiet. He does off-number stuff, she said. Wait, what number stuff? The kid's 7, and since one does liking electronics mean cut from nearly every family moment in the spotlight. Things got even weirder when In the middle phone of his chaotic online, rants random Litheru, shade at the Carter's youngest. He questioned Sir's mental abilities. A move so out of line, even Kim Kardashian, who's been avoiding public drama with her ex for years, was rumored to call it last straw. But here's what no Annie expected. Ye's attack cracked open Thizzlance. Suddenly, people started asking grill questions. Why is this one Childaways treated like a top-level secret? And that brings us to the one thing the Carters are known for: control. Image tactile from Blue Ivy's newborn studio credit to Beyoncé's viral baby bump reveal at the VMAs. Every move is designed, curated, and iconic. Their brand, it's myth-making at the highest level. So, when Sir keeps getting left out of the picture, literally, it recesses a deeper question. Is this just about keeping him private, or are they hiding something way bigger behind all thiglets? Some fans think Sir might be on the spectrum, which if true, shouldn't be a scandal at all. But in the high-gloss world of pop royalty, a neurodaddy virgin heir might not line up with the polished, perfect Carter image they've built so tightly. Could that be why Sir's name gets tossed around, but his asterisk face is barely seen? Why he's the tittle off a whiskey before he's ever shown on TV? And about that whiskey, let's break it down. Beyoncé said Sir Davis was a tribute to her great-grandfather, a moonshiner from way back. Sounds sweet, but some people think it's all a front. Just Anna Thurcleaver moved to tie Sir's name to a product without actually revealing anything real about him, like showing off a frame and locking the actual picture in a vault. She even posted "Thefrays Davis in my bones" in a caption. Was that about family roots? Or a quiet way of saying, this brand was never really about the man behind the name, just a shiny distraction? Here's the harsh truth. Fans keep circling back to if Sir had Rumi's quiet magnetism or Blue's boss-level stage presence, would still be this hidden. Would he be cut from family events, wiped from promo shots and tucked away in the background, while his sisters shine? Or is all of this the silence, the eraser, not some random choice, but the result of something deeper they don't want us to see? Boom! Beyoncé and Jay-Z have always played the long game. Their silence, never by accident. Every photo is staged, every lyric gets decoded like a secret message. They've dodged lawsuits, survived betrayals, and even outlasted you's wildest chapters. But when it comes to Sue, it's all smoke and shadows. No stories, no real moments, just vagueness wrapped in luxury. And no fans are starting to feel straight up laid. There's a growing belief that the world's been sold an illusion. Behind the billion-dollar tours and flawless red carpet, there's a locket-vo holding truths we're not supposed touch. So, what's the real deal? What's the Carters hiding? And why are they working this hard to keep Sir in theater? A lot of potential. Jay was more quiet. But I learned that Jay was being quiet because he was taking notes. He was taking notes, observing everything, taking it all in, cause sometimes you around and you're watching to see things to do. But some people are around then, just as the whispers started to cool off. Never one to leave a light in Pandora's box, snapped that thing wide open. In a late-night meltdown annex, around 3 a.m., he dropped a now-littered string of rants aimed right at the Carters. And this time, he named names dragging even the youngest kid Cinto. The madness. His words were reckless, foul, and messy. But saying, when you cut through the noise, some folks think he might have touched on something real. Something the public's not supposed to know. Wait, wrote, has anyone ever seen Jay-Z and Beyoncé's younger kids that? It vanished in minutes, but not before setting off a wildfire of speculation that still hasn't cooled down. We've seen this pattern with Ye before. He swings between uncomfortable clarity and full-on internet chaos. But let's be real, even his wildest moments usually trace back to something real. He called the Kardashian split before anyone else did. He dragged the Grammys, then cracked open their shady voting systems. So, when he starts throwing pointed shade at the Carter kids, specifically Sir and Rumi, it hits different. It's not vague. It's Lazarphicist, and that makes people stop and wonder. Is he exposing something we've been told to ignore? It wasn't just a one-off tweet, either. They kept posting, deleting, reposting, remixing, same claims, again and again. He sat at Carter's controlled, that Sir is being hidden, not because of privacy or education, but something darker. He dropped mentions of artificial insemen, hinted at issues with mental development, and then hit with most chilling line yet, calling Siren Rumi products of a system that values image over truth. It sounded unhinged. And yes, it was harsh. But here's the eerie part. It lined up too well with the silence we've been tracking for years. The same curated eraser, the same empty spaces where Sir should have been. So now the question lingers louder than ever. What don't they want the world to see? And what if stakes are way higher than any emojant? There's a stubborn rumor that just won't die. An alleged inheritance claims buried deep in the Carter estate. A former entertainment lawyer OAU used to negotiate licensing deals for Roc Nation. Claims there's been quiet talk for years about a private trust tied to performances, public image rights, and even family appearances. This clause, if it's real, full access to inheritance and list 3 kids play a visible role in the Carter brand's public image. It's all, hush-hush, impossible to prove. But stack that next to Sir's ongoing desperance from the spotlight and the theory starts to feel way too real. Jay-Z got his whipped by Hishy sister-in-law on camera. What's her name? You salong. Salong, you got an ass Stephens ain't step in, and nothing. The fans don't get you care about you jetting your whoop. Could his absence be costing him not just in fame, but in fortune or worse? Was it built that way from the jump? Some believe the Carters might have kept Sir behind the scenes on purpose to keep options open when it came to how the empire gets split. If that's true, it means a child's media presence isn't just about fame. It's about power, money, and control of the family legacy. And in that case, Sir's silence might be more than just amnesty. It could be a strategy. Sir's visibility, his whole marketability, feels like it's being measured against future paychecks. In a family where Blue Ivy's already snatched a Grammy and Grammys made Billboard history, it's no stretch to imagine the quiet twin being pushed aside for not fitting the Carter legacy mold. This isn't just parenting, it's business in design. Family run like a luxury brand portfolio, but listen close and you'll hear the cracks. Most of them come from Tina Nolly's, the matriarch, the Goto, and Beyoncé stays silent. She's high every platform, e-news, red carpet interviews, lifestyle mags, and she'll always make sure to name drop all 3 kids. But when it comes to Sir, the energy shifts when she talks about it's glowing a star, a force, an unstoppable blue. The praise is next level. She's a prodigy, a powerhouse. But Sir, her tone goes flat, almost distant. Cerise very quiet. He likes books and numbers. She said that exact line in 2 separate interviews, and in another sit-down, she dropped something. Strange he's no truly into fashion yet. He and that pause. It just hung there like smoke in the air. Was it a hopeful savior, a slip of discomfort? Then came the remember, my name ball. Footage shows Tina lighting up when talking about Blue's piano talent. Her smile, huge eyes beaming. But when Sir's name came up, no sparkle, no stories, just a polite nod. And fans are picking up an all of it. Something's not adding up, and then the silence is getting louder. Tina lit up talking about roomy artwork beaming, animated, full off-grid. But when the convo shifted to Sir, her whole vibe changed. Arms crossed, fidgeting with her ring. It wasn't just about what she said. It wastes silence between the words. A heavy pause, a flicker of unease, like she was sticking to a script someone else handed her. All right. No. That was it, no. When I get nervous, I tell the truth. I know so much on how you got where you are, how you stepped on many people. I don't have no felonies. I'm not crazier, none of that. It's like I just want the truth, and it's so hard to get it. The courtson seems like Josden want to say anything. So no, I don't want to see him go down for something that, you could have just got taken care of. That's it. Katina, Nolly's be part of this. Notice the puppet master, but as the gatekeeper, the one making sure the Carter narrative stays smooth, clean, unshaken. Because when a family builds an empire this massive, when every Fatoop, every Netflix deal, every Grammy mint feeds into a billion-dollar brand, even the slightest imperfection turns into a threat. And maybe that's what Sir represents. Not a flaw in who is, but a misfit in how he aligns with the Carter image. Or maybe this isn't even a conspiracy. Here's the most haunting possibility of all. Maybe it's not about hiding Sir from the world. Maybe it's about hiding the truth about Sir from the world. And whatever that truth is, it's clearly too raw, too risky, or too real to fit inside the empire's polished frame. Something soft, and fans can feel it in every quiet pause, every missing photo, every word left unsaid. A source tied to a 2021 AV campaign told us something wild. Sir was originally supposed to be in it. The plan, a full family set of matching looks with Beyoncé and the twins. The wardrobe was ready. The set was locked in. But when the cameras started rolling, Sir never showed. And no, it wasn't because he was sick. It wasn't a scheduling issue either. According to the source, the message came down with no warning. He's not going to be part of it anymore. Just like that, no explanation, and worse, no one was even allowed to ask. That exact phrase, no explanation, follows every story tied to Sir Carter like a shadow. It's what makes this feel different. This isn't just regular celebrity privacy. It's not about protecting a shy kid. This is blackout mode. Total lockdown. That feels planned. And in the meantime, the public keeps getting symbols instead of substance. A whiskey bottle with his name. A lyric hinting at legacy. A cryptic caption about power and bloodlines. But the actual point. No recent pics, no quick video clips. Not even a blink and you miss it moment in a family montage. If they were truly embracing Sir, wouldn't there be something by now? Instead, we're handed perfectly stylized distractions with lefty silence around. Sir gets heavy every year. And here's the part no one's really digging into. Sir isn't just occult in the Carter dynasty. He's a twin. In most families, twins move like a unit. They grow up side by side, share spotlight, share space. But not here, not in this family. And that difference, it speaks volumes. In the Carter household, the twin narrative didn't just fade. It fractured. Rooms being pushed front and center, starring in brand campaigns, praised in interviews, and now forever stamped into pop culture with her own feature on Bayan's country album. Meanwhile, Sir he slipped even deeper into the shadows. And it's not just about screen time, it's psychological. It raises real questions about how visibility shapes identity, especially for kids growing up in a house built on fame. Twins usually grow up with this unspoken balance. Equal shine, equal presence. It builds connection, but when one is constant and the other is barely acknowledged, that balance breaks. Suddenly, one child becomes the brand, the other, a mystery. The world talks about Rumi, so Rumi is seen. Sir stays hidden and the silence turns into whispers, then rumors, then full-blown theories. And with every step back from the spotlight, Sir becomes more of a question mark. That distance grows, Theseus tightens, and the absence turns into its own kind of presence. We've seen this pattern before in other famous families, where one twin becomes an icon and the other becomes a ghost. But in Sir's case, it's not just the missing twin idea is starting to feel real. And here's the scary part. It's not just poetic anymore, it's dangerous. Because when Akald's existence is treated like a mystery, not a person, it turns well-being into a riddle. And that's not just unfair, it's unsettling. Man, this is where the cracks in fame hit the hardest, because celebrity life doesn't just lift people up, it locks them in. When the world starts projecting Rolsanto kids before they even get a chance to figure out who they are, those Roliscon turn into cages. Rooms already being cast as the performer. Blue Ivy, Shesair, the walking legacy. And Sir, he's the mystery, the blank space. Theon, we're all still trying to decode. But here's the thing, it's not just about what the Carters are choosing. Tasho, it's also about what we're choosing to believe. And maybe that is harshest truth. In all of this, that be watching so closely, speculating so loudly, and only cheering for the kids who fit the spotlight. We might be helping write the same script we keep questioning. So now, what are we left with? A media firestorm kicked off BA. A rumored trust clause that might care more about branding than belonging. A grandmother who sounds like she's repeating lines instead of speaking from the heart. And a little boy who's been treated like a ghost in his own story. This isn't just about celebrity, it's about control. And what happens when a child's innocence gets caught in the crossfire of image, legacy, and silence. If this keeps going, if Sir stays in the shadows, while his sisters shine brighter under the spotlight, the impact might go way beyond fan theories. In social media buzz, kids grow up, they start reading headlines, they ask hard questions, and Donde Sir might want answers to. So, here's the question no one in that inner circle wants to hear. Is the Carter family truly protecting Sir, or are they protecting a secret that could shake their empire to the core? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Wooing to hear what you think. And if you've been following this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who's been paying attention. Your voice keeps these conversations alive. We'll see you next time. Stay sharp, stay curious, and keep digging beneath the surface. There's always more than meets the eye.